one day I got I don't know if it was a text or an email. I think it was an email. How's it going? I'm thinking about. And I was like, what?
I'm in my yoga class and I get a text from Lana saying, it's Lana, call me when you can. And I was like, I'm just about to start the yoga class. And I was like, okay, great, I'm in yoga class. And then I got out and just sat in my car. I mean, I just couldn't believe it. And she was like, we're talking and just talking. And I was like, it's so, so lovely to hear from her. And then she told me, you're never going to believe it, but I wrote this script. And she explained to me how she was inspired to write it. And I was just like, I literally went home and told my husband, I think I just started crying. I was just so excited about the possibility.
I had heard rumblings of like, oh, there's going to be another Matrix. I'm like, oh, that's interesting. I mean, you hear rumblings. I didn't take it to be true, because nothing had been confirmed or anything like that. And then I got a call saying that Lana wanted to talk to me. And I was like, okay. I thought it might have been, I didn't know what it was about. And so when I talked to her, and she was like, we're doing, another Matrix. I want to bring Niobe back. And so we had, an in-depth conversation about it. I was like, absolutely, I would love to join you in the cast for another go at the Matrix.
She was saying that she was kind of circling around, coming to this place of telling a story with the Matrix. And she basically, asked me how would I feel about that. I went, yes. Yes.
We both wanted to come back because the Matrix changed our lives. Making the Matrix was a life-changing experience, and it taught us something really profound about making art. Making art is transformational. If you bring your heart and everything in it, it changes you.
One of the things that was still cool was available was that, all of the performers went to, we went to training. And we had this amazing facility in San Francisco where we shot a lot of Reloaded and trained a lot there. And it was just really, it was like heaven. It was like movie training, movie heaven. It was like the creative table and then like the training facility and everyone getting together and sweating and fighting and making sounds and getting to know each other and waking up and fighting and how you feeling today and who are you and who are you and oh yeah, I saw you in that and that's pretty cool and then we're making a Matrix and like wow and like had a ping pong table and then you had the training.
I knew that this was a physical film. Just going through the script, I knew that Morpheus had some really cool action moments that I was very, very excited about. So I started to get myself into really good physical shape. I didn't want to be so muscular like I had maybe for some other things that I've done in the past, Watchmen or Aquaman or things like that. I just wanted to be able to make sure that my cardio was up to, was up to par so that I can get in there and do those fights.
I had to work really hard to come back, and the most important thing to me was that I didn't do it from any kind of desperation, to be someone I used to be, right? So I, trained and I had stamina to get to and strength to find. And I mean, it took a long time.
Yeah, when we began, we were really into this idea of paying homage to Kenshin, which is this Japanese character who is very spry and fast, and that was really what I wanted for Bugs, kind of like a bunny. Close to the ground, really snappy, faster than everyone else, smarter. I wanted her to fight very, very intelligently. That was a challenge when we got to the factory because the location I was fighting in was so tiny, I couldn't run circles around anyone because I was trapped. And yeah, that had its own obstacles.
I said, I want to do my own stunt. I get to get thrown into a wall when Trinity got cha, And I go, wah, boom. And so we got to practice that, and I got to smash into a wall. And they said, do it again, do it again. I said, do it again, another time. Let's do it further back. I want to really smash into the effing wall. So I'm very into it.
If you want to see Trinity again,
Carrie-Anne and I have kept in touch. A lot has happened to that wonderful person. You know, when I worked with her, she didn't have 3 children and a husband, you know. And so it was really cool to, you know, we know how to do it. You know, like, good morning, we're gonna stretch. Hi, how you doing? And, you know, we got to train together. And, you know, she plays her music, brings the light, you know, we support each other, you know, get to talk about life on the mat. And I really cherish that time that I've got to share with her then and now, and to meet her again.
There's something about working with him for me that feels like home in a way, or it's so, I don't know, it doesn't matter if we haven't talked, or like, you know, maybe I haven't been in a scene for weeks, I haven't seen him and he's been here working, and then just come there and bring the circumstances to it, and it's just like there. It's almost overwhelming at times, I find, because, I don't know, we have such history, right? And such a deep friendship and care for each other. And it's so genuine and not based on anything other than just respect and integrity and compassion and care, you know? That then so you have that already, and then you bring, you know, what Lana has created for the characters and how much we both love these characters. I mean, I think quite a few times we'd both just start crying just because it's so deeply moving for us, Neo and Trinity. We love them.
She believed in me. It's my turn to believe in her.
Part of me feels like I have been waiting my whole life for you.
It was beautiful to watch Keanu as this older, like he's the perfect age to do this right now, just like we're the perfect age. Everything about it seems to be just in focus in a way, and he's at this cusp age where if he was too much older it wouldn't be possible, and if he was too much younger it wouldn't have as much weight and resonance. And you see Carrie and Keanu reflecting that in this way that is only possible because of the time that has passed, and the way that you can feel temporality and mortality in that passing time.
Yeah, it was really exciting to think about what would be the character of the martial arts for Thomas Anderson, Neo, you know, 30 years later. You know, it was like how much of the Kung Fu, and, you know, obviously it's very different than John Wick. And Lana wanted to make sure that it stayed that way. You know, and I didn't want to, you know, so we're not doing judo throws, you know, we're kind of organically moving from, you know, where the character was before.
they taught you good, made you believe their world was all you deserved. But some part of you knew that was a lie.
I think people will like the simple fact that one of their most beloved franchises is back. Because people already, without having any freaking idea of what the movie is about, are so excited, you know? And it is a beloved franchise.
Well, I think it's really funny. And I think that the story is going to just blow their minds. Especially, well, it's interesting because there's going to be that whole group of people who've already seen it, right? So many. But there's a whole group that maybe haven't. And so maybe people will discover it, the younger generation. It's going to be, I don't know. I mean, what do you think?
I mean, first of all, just the nostalgia of having Keanu play Neo. It's amazing. I think people will like, but I actually think that people will really like the directional change that Lana's taken. She's not just tried to make the original film again. Tonally, it's different. There are new characters. Yeah, it feels more updated for modern times.
The most fun part, I think, for most people who are fans of The Matrix would be to see the characters that you have lived with for such a long time in these trilogies come back. There are a lot of these characters, and you see a lot of the relationships that are questioned again, or a lot of the relationships that you're like, oh, I wonder what would happen to this character now, and you see them where they are now, and that's really fun. Like, to me, to read it and have the familiarity of being like, oh, I wonder where blah, blah, blah's character is at the moment, and you're just like, that's what they're doing now. It's so cool to see what she thinks. That was really fun.
The technology alone has advanced a lot in the time since the last movies have been out. And so I'm most excited to see a new story being told in the biggest way possible. And hopefully when this movie comes out, people will be able to see it on the biggest screen possible. It deserves this kind of scope. This is not a movie that you want to watch the first time on an airplane. So I'm very anxious to see people's reactions to how different this film will be from its predecessors, and hopefully how excited they'll be at the journey that was taken.
Everything, you know, I think people like the adventure, they like the possibility, the world building, they like the action, they like the storytelling. I think people are very curious in this day and age about the idea that there's more to life and more to experience than what we know. You know, I think we're always looking for the blind spots. We're always constantly imagining the realities that we can't see. So this is a movie that I think inspires a lot of thought and inspires people to imagine what it would be like to live in a world without limitations.
Mayhem, Matrix mayhem. No one does mayhem like Lana Wachowski. I mean, 2 helicopters flying down a street, in between office buildings with 3 cars, and then one doing a flip and 2 flipping, 1 exploding, with 2 helicopters flying down. Yes.
My dream had